that is expected. Okay, now the question asks you, considering the Poisson's distribution, so what is the probability of the complaints will be 0? And the second one, what will be the probability of the complaint is 1. So for part B, what is the probability of X is equal to 1? So for part C, how can you write probability of X 2 or more? So we can write X is greater than or equal to 2. So we need to calculate these probabilities. Then the last one is fewer than 3 complaints. So that means, so probability of X is less than 3. So we need to calculate all these things, all these probabilities by applying the Poisson's distribution formula. Lee Mei, I don't understand your question. Oh, you're referring to the previous one. For question 8b, it is given n is why it is 10 in the equation. Okay, the two parts of the question, the data is different. So I can go back to this after this question. All right, now let us focus on the Poisson's distribution. Okay, so the Poisson variable, the events, number of events per unit is given. So there are 5 complaints per day. So that is the lambda. So now let us look into how to calculate this. Okay, so the formula for Poisson's distribution just listed here. So this is exponential power of minus lambda, then lambda power of x. So lambda is the expected number of events per unit. So in our case, it is given as 5. Okay, so E is the exponential, which is just a mathematical constant. The value of this is 2.71825. So X is the number of events. So for us, the first question is, what will be, there will be no complaints, what will be the probability? So when X is 0, so we can write exponential power minus lambda, lambda power X over X factorial. Okay, so X factorial is 0 factorial. So 0 factorial means 1. So we discussed this earlier in the class. So 0 factorial is 1. So exponential power minus lambda. So the value of exponential is 2.71828 to the power of minus 5, because lambda is given as 5. Then lambda to the power of x, lambda is 5, 5 to the power of 0, x is 0. So anything to the power of 0 is 1. So once you do this calculation, so you get a probability of 0.0674. So that means only you can expect no complaints. The probability is 6.74%. So when you have an average number of 5 complaints per day, so there is a probability of getting 0 complaints. The probability is 6.74, considering the Poisson's distribution. Is that clear, guys? Again, when you want to calculate the exponential power of any number, so you can always refer online calculators. So if you do online calculator for exponential, so there are a number of sites which give you online calculations. Otherwise, you can also use your calculator to do the calculation. You can simply type in 2.718, then to the power, you press the button, then you can type in whatever the number you want within brackets. All right. Any questions on this? The remaining calculations are very similar. Okay, so the formula is important. You need to fix what is lambda. Okay, so one of the question will be, of course, from Poisson's distribution. So both binomial and Poisson's distribution questions are simple calculations. So if you know how to play with your calculator, then you can do. Because the equations, you can always refer from the formula from your question paper itself. All right, I move on to the next part. So the next part is what is the probability of x is equal to 1? So in fact, I'm just use the table, probability table. Okay, you can also find the probability table. Okay, so lambda is 5. Okay, so you can refer probability tables for lambda is equal to 5 for different x values. Okay, so the first one 0, we have seen the calculation. The second one, if you do the similar calculation, x is equal to 1, you get 0.0337. So if you do for x is equal to 2, you get 0.0842. Then if you do for x is equal to 3, so your probability value will be 0.1404. Okay, so for the first one, we have done probability x is equal to 1, do the calculation 0.331. So the part C is asking you what is the probability of, I go back. Okay, so 2 or more service complaints will be filed. So what is the probability of 2 or more? So x greater than or equal to 2. So we can say that this is 1 because the total probability is 1. So from that you are subtracting x is equal to less than or equal to 1. So there are two things which are less than or equal to 1. So if you subtract from the total probability these two values, probability of x is equal to 0 and probability of x is equal to 1. So you can find what is the probability of x is greater than or equal to 2. So that means there is 95.96% probability to have more than or equal to 2 complaints on a day. Okay, then the last part is you are asked to find out what is the probability of x less than 3. So what is the probability of the number of complaints to be less than 3? So to do this, then we can just add up what is the probability of x is equal to 0, 1, and 2. Okay, so if you add these 3 values, so you get the probability of less than 3 complaints will be 0.1247. All right, so this will be how your questions can be asked related to the binomial and Poisson probabilities, discrete probability distributions. All right, guys, I think, yeah, I completed all the questions. So you can definitely expect something like this, okay? Your questions will not be different from what we have done today. So we can have some more time. If you have any questions, I'll be willing to answer. Anyone, any questions, you can use your mic or you can use your chat box. Yeah. No, otherwise, I think this is our last session. And yeah, so you need not worry about exam questions exactly like this pattern. So what we have done today. Okay, and I can upload these documents probably by tomorrow. All right, meanwhile, any other questions, let me know. If you have any concerns related to your assignment, you can always email to me. Assignment data. Data you need to source your data. So you have to search online okay, online reports, and you need to source data. So there are many online reports, you can publish reports, you can refer. I think for some of the students, I already gave one file. It is really not difficult. It may take time, but not difficult. You drop me an email, I'll be able to send you at least one or two one file. Z table, T table, the student T distribution table. Poisson table need not use. You can do simple calculations. Wage gap assignment has number of questions, Jeffrey. So you need to look question by question, part by part. For the assignment, I am telling you, don't look into, or don't do research to answer why there is wage gap. So you can give some simple reasons which are widely known. Let me all right. So this is your question, right? Analysis of the MNC and SME pay gap. All right. Lime is asking me to go through question 8. So should the minister be concerned if the population mean hourly wage rate is higher in the MNC sector? Propose at least 2 policy questions. You guys can see this, right? Can you see this now? You can't see? Can you see now? All right. So this is the question 8. Okay. Should the minister be concerned if the population mean hourly wage is okay? For this question, you just do your own research and write any 2 reasons, any 2 policy decisions the minister wants to implement. Okay. There is no simple answer. Okay, for this question, there is no statistics involved. So only it is just providing some, based on your background knowledge, what type of measures the minister or the manpower ministry can take. So a simple reasons, some 4-5 lines answer will do. So there is no need for you to do research on this and write your answers. Okay, simple two reasons based on your logic or based on your outlook or based on general knowledge you can write. Okay, this is not a major question for the assignment. So the major part of the assignment is data analysis. Okay, so part A is important, part 2, part 3. Okay, so this type of questions will have only minor marks. All right, guys, any other questions you have, let me know. So okay, you can always write to me about your assignment. Okay, I'll try to reply to you as soon as possible. All right. Okay, guys. So if you have no other questions, then I'll not keep you waiting. So I wish you all the best and yeah, try to revise well. And I'll try to upload whatever we have done today probably by tomorrow. All right. Any other questions, let me know. Otherwise, we can log off and have a good evening, good night, and all the best for the exams. All right. Thank you and good night, guys. All right. You can log off now. All right, Sharmin. Thank you. Yes, go ahead, Samantha. Oh, this question 8 is available in your study guide. All the okay, the last page 40, page 48 to 47 of your study guide. Jonathan, I think you can use any data you have as far as the data concerned to an MNC or an SME. So you can also refer the data from MOM also. So if you have the wage data related to SMEs and MNCs. All right. Okay, Samantha. Any other questions? Anybody last minute? I'm still around. All right, guys. Sorry for keeping you late. Yes, that's correct, Echek. If you have reasonable answer, logic, that's good enough. Because mainly I don't expect any two assignments to be similar. And that is the main purpose of this open-ended assignment. Yes, it has to be in technical report format. So you must follow the Harvard referencing. Yes, Jonathan, you can, as long as the wages are referred to MNCs and SMEs. And of course, you need to provide the citation of your reference in the report. Yeah, you need to provide the citation. And yeah, you have to follow the Harvard referencing. All right, guys, any other questions? There is no fixed number, but generally for a report like this, you can have at least 5-6 references easily. So there's no fixed number. Yeah. All right, guys, then I log off if you have no other questions. All the best to you once again. All right, Jonathan. So I end the session for everyone. Thank you all.